Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Vevor 10-ton knockout punch and Amazon's cheapest Dimple die set. Let's get into it. Okay, what we're working on today is we are going to patch up the back of this X member slash kind of turn it into a K member. And we're going to raise the bottom parts of the legs up and we're going to make a new piece. We're going to cut out those holes, the two big holes. We're going to make a new piece to go in there on both sides. So we've gotten this piece of 16 gauge and we're going to try the Vevor 10-ton knockout punch set and probably this largest of the three inexpensive Amazon Dimple die deals here. Wasn't very expensive, and we'll see how well this tool works, see how well these work. They didn't cost a whole lot. We're under $100 on the whole deal, and gave her a shot. First thing I know is I'm going to have to drill holes in that where I attach the knockout to, because it has to bolt through. It has to bolt through it to make it work. Get you guys in here so you can see what this comes with. Maybe we'll reset here up to this. So this is what you get. Mine's gotten a little jostled around here, but it's basically what you get. These are the female and the male knockouts. That what you end up doing is you use the bolt, you drill a hole the size of the bolt, run it through your metal, and then you bolt these together to this cylinder here, which has a threaded end, and then you just pump it up and it squeezes and uses these little pointy teeth to punch your knockout in. So this size appears to be the size that closest fits what we're doing. It's a little bit bigger, but another way we could do this is just using a step bit if we wanted. I wanted to give this a shot. It's pretty dang close though, so I think that'll work. This one's the smaller shaft, so it's going to require the smaller bolt. That's the collar. We are going to have to drill a hole that size in our metal where we want our holes. Okay, the piece we need for each side is going to be about 9.5 long. Our holes drilled. They're all to the size of this shaft. We're now going to put this deal together here. Diameter knockout. For the smaller diameter knockouts, you take this thinner shaft, thread it in, as you pump. This is going to use 10 tons of hydraulic pressure to draw this down. Next, you put your female die on. You put your sheet metal with the hole drilled in it down. Male die goes on top of the sheet metal. The washer goes on top of that. Knurled nut goes on top of that because it had a piece of sheet metal in there. And then you turn the valve to on and you start pumping. And as you pump, it draws down. Hit release, raises back up. All right, this thing's got it off on. We're going to make sure we're on. I want to make sure you guys can see real well. All right. Let's start popping this thing through. Pretty instant. You can see it sinking the teeth in. All right, then release. Up she comes. Nut off. Washer. Slide that out. You can see she popped right through there. It comes out. Gave us a real nice hole. Let's check out for it distorted the metal. Doesn't appear to have. It looks like the metal's nice and flat still. And see if it'll work with our dimple die. It's got a little bit of slop in it for that, but I think it will work. The dimple die kind of centers itself in that hole, as long as you make sure you allow it to do that. So let's go ahead and get the rest of these knocked out. As you can see, that works pretty well. I would say the Vevor 10-ton knockout set is exactly as advertised. It worked great. It's simple, it's fast. It works better than a step bit. Certainly a lot faster and less messy, a lot less work. So that worked. Let's try the dimple dies now. So the way I've seen the dimple dies advertised, and I've seen a couple other review videos, guys were just using them right in their bench vise. So I think you could use it in a press, but we're going to go ahead and give it a try right here in the vise. So like I said, these holes aren't exact. So getting them kind of centered, squeezing it together to get it centered is probably going to help a little so that you don't end up misaligning. I got that kind of snugged up and ready there. All right, let's see. All right, see what she did. Oh man, I got that snug. That did a good vise. I love my Wilton bullet. Well, in 16 gauge panel, I would say that turned out pretty dang nice. That turned out really nice. Let's crank the rest of these out and get our pieces made. guys, I got to be honest, I'm pretty happy with that. Cranked them out nice and fast. You can use a dimple die for a lot of things. You can use it for recessed holes like this, kind of making a nice finished edge. You can also flip it over and use it for traction for a ramp or something, for tire treads. Pretty handy little tools though, you know, and they're not real big, so it's not, you know, it won't work for the bigger stuff you want to do, but for this project, it's perfect. That's going to look real nice. We'll get those cut out and see if we can get them installed. Okay. As you can see, those turned out real nice and even. They stack right over the top of each other just fine. And they're going to fit in here. They're going to fit in here just like this. So they will replace these two holes. As I cut this, I'm going to cut the whole center out, and I'm going to bring this up to meet the bottom here. And just give it a nice look. They kind of a little closer in size to this hole, so I left that hole. It would be neat if I could dimple die that somehow, but I don't know how I'd pull that off. But anyway, that'll work. We got one for each side. To summarize, the Vevor 10-ton knockout works great. Works great on 16 gauge. I haven't tried it at any other metal thicknesses. Nice and clean. Those cheap Amazon dimple dies, they work great too. The one thing I will caution you on is, as cheap as those 3 dimple dies are, they're pretty small. So if you're looking to do bigger, you know, bigger holes for like boxing a frame or an X member, you know, these ones work for what I'm doing. But if you're looking to do bigger holes, look around for a bigger die. You know, really think about what you're getting there, because the whole sizes that you get in that set are not very big. Now that said, for 40 bucks, it's great. Those 3 dies for 40 bucks, 3 hardened dies, and they work awesome. Yeah. Goodbye. Go check out Road Alliance Customs. He's got a great channel. I'm going to link him in the description. His channel's doing better than mine, if we're being honest, but he's looking to grow it, and I'd love to send any viewers that his way that aren't already. He works on traditional hot rods, Model A's. He's got a 36.3 window. He's got some really cool stuff. So go check him out and give him a subscribe also. And I'd appreciate it if any of you would, who aren't already, would subscribe to me as well. Trying to grow my channel as well, and all the help is appreciated. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.